Hola chicos y chicas, ¿cómo están? Espero que se encuentren muy bien. Yo soy Paula Garzón y ahora vamos a ver escritura en inglés. Hello boys and girls, how are you? I hope you're all good. I am Paula Garzón and now we're going to see writing in English. Vamos a ver Communication and Cultural Awareness, Lesson A, Social Studies. Este video fue diseñado para noveno de EGB, sin embargo cualquiera puede verlo sin ningún problema. What are we going to be working on today? First, I'm going to give you a brief description of today's topic. Second, I'm going to be explaining how we're going to be writing. And third, I'm going to give you some grammar tips to better your writing in English. ¿En qué vamos a trabajar hoy? Primero les voy a dar una breve descripción del tema. Segundo, les voy a explicar cómo vamos a estar escribiendo. Y tercero, les voy a dar algunos tips para mejorar sus escritos en inglés. First, today's topic. Today you're going to write a paragraph about some hypothetical situations regarding tourism in Ecuador. Your paragraph is expected to include the following information. A. What could be done to increase tourism? And B. What steps should be taken to reach the goal of increased tourism? El tema de hoy. Entonces, hoy vamos a escribir un párrafo sobre unas situaciones hipotéticas acerca del turismo en Ecuador. Su párrafo debe contener primero cómo se puede aumentar el turismo y segundo, qué pasos se deben tomar para alcanzar la meta de aumentar el turismo. So, what steps we should take in order to write our paragraph? We need to include the 5 main parts. We need to have the introduction, idea number 1, idea number 3, idea number 2, idea number 3, and the conclusion. ¿Qué necesitamos en nuestro párrafo? Necesitamos las 5 partes importantes: la introducción, la idea 1, idea 2, idea 3 y la conclusión. Over here, I included an example text that also talks about tourism in Ecuador. Aquí les incluí un párrafo de ejemplo que también habla del turismo en Ecuador. Voy a leerlo en voz alta y si quieren después ustedes pueden usarlo como una guía para crear su propio párrafo. Sin embargo, hay que tomar en cuenta que en este párrafo hay más de 3 ideas y en el nuestro solo vamos a necesitar 3. Leamos. If I had the opportunity to do something regarding tourism development, I would ask the government to fully invest in it. I would encourage people to keep the streets clean. Otherwise, I would make them pay a fine. Additionally, I would donate a lot of money so that natural reserves could be more protected. Moreover, I would ask the president to pay tourist guides a higher salary in order to motivate local young people to go study tourism. Finally, I would require every public and private school to teach 4 languages, 2 international languages and an indigenous language. By doing that, everyone in Ecuador would be able to communicate with tourists from other countries. So, you can use the information in this paragraph to create your own, or you can do additional research and write about your own ideas. Pueden usar este párrafo para guiarse en las ideas y escribir su propio párrafo, o pueden hacer investigación adicional y crear su propio párrafo. Y ahora sí, mis writing tips. My writing tips. First off, when writing paragraphs with multiple ideas, you need to make use of good connectors to make your writing better. Cuando escribimos párrafos con múltiples ideas, necesitamos usar buenos conectores para hacer nuestros escritos mejores. So, for example, here I put a chart full of connectors that you can use in your paragraphs. An example could be when adding something to your paragraph. You can use and, also, as well as, moreover, etc. For example, I can say, I like cake as well as ice cream. Another example could be in column number 2 that says sequencing. I can say, first, I get out of bed. Second, I brush my teeth. And third, I go to the bus to go to school. As you can see, I am listing events by sequencing them. So to do that, I can say first, second, third, finally, next, meanwhile, etc. You can use every single one of these connectors and they will make your writing better. And my second and final tip is actually the second conditional. As you can see, it is used to talk about imaginary situations in the future, and that is exactly what we're gonna do when writing about the tourism in Ecuador. So, it consists of a two-clause sentence, if clause and main clause. And what is a clause? A clause is a subject, verb, and a complement. So, if you have the if clause at the beginning of the sentence, as you can see in here, you need to include a comma. And then you have the main clause at the end of the sentence. If clause at the beginning, main clause at the end of the sentence, then you need to include a comma. For example, if people were more humble, comma, the earth would be a better place. However, if you reverse it and you put the main clause at the beginning of the sentence and the if clause at the end of the sentence, you do not need a comma. So, using the same example as we are giving here, the earth would be a better place to live if people were more humble. The only thing that they are doing is reversing the sentence. Here we have the if clause, if, at the beginning of the sentence, and here we have the main clause at the beginning. Here we have the main clause at the end, and here we have the if clause at the end. So, entonces, ¿qué es lo que les están diciendo allí? Que si tenemos la if clause al principio, necesitamos usar una coma. Y si no tenemos la if clause al principio, pero la tenemos al final, como aquí, no debemos usar una coma. I hope you use these tips in order to better your writing, and I'm sure you will write exceptional paragraphs. If you want to leave them in the comments for us to check them, don't hesitate, leave it in there. Si es que quieren dejar sus párrafos en los comentarios para que nosotros los chequemos, no se preocupen, déjenos ahí y trataremos de responderles lo antes posible. Igual si tienen cualquier pregunta, nos la dejan en los comentarios y también trataremos de responderles. Gracias a todos por ver este video, espero que lo hayan disfrutado y si es que quieren también pueden chequear videos de la sección recreativa. Chao, que pasen bien, nos vemos en la próxima.